The door of this room is makeshift. It looks like it might be made from the remains of some type of raft. Light spills from various cracks, and there's a knothole large enough to see through. Inside there are a dozen lizardmen genuflecting in front of a brass idol of a demonic being, and a Efreet, sitting Indian style and holding a large brazier like a bowl of fire. Its eye sockets are hollow, and dark horns extend out from both ends of its head, and its mouth is wide and filled with sharp teeth and fangs. An array of wooden chests, clay urns, and rolled-up rugs lie on a raised platform in front of the idol. 3 steps lead up to the platform. 3 lizardmen, each carrying an unconscious human female up the stairs to the waiting bowl of fire. It appears they intend to throw the women into the bowl as a sacrifice. Before reaching the bowl, the female first in line wakes up and begins to scream. And this is the cover of the player's handbook. I've always wanted to run a adventure and use that. I've always just thought it was the coolest looking thing. Yeah, we're gonna allow this to go out and just show you what I'm talking about. Here's some artist rendition of the player's handbook online, and so you see it, lizardmen, this kind of idol, and you guys are barging in. So the party prepped, saw what was going on, drank a lot of potions, superheroes and potions, loaded up everything for bear, realized this was going to be an incredibly hard fight. Again, you can do that trick that we talked about in F, where you can go in and start the encounter, and then exit the encounter, and then fill up the in-cap rounds for the all these lizardmen will have 18 seconds of recovering time once you burst through the door. And so that's 3 total rounds. And so the party can go in, and what the pip party did is the pip party they viewed the room through the knothole. They buffed up with superheroes potions and all the potions. They rushed to the dais. For the first 3 rounds of surprise, it seemed like it was going to be easy. The first round, they actually were able to drop the Lizardman Priest, which you can link out to all the stats for all the different lizardman types that are in the room. And here's the picture of wielding the axe that I was talking about before. I really like what Myth Merrill did with the interpretation of the lizardman here. And the on the second round, so round 1 we drop a priest. On round 2, a soldier drops, and there's 2 soldiers left now. And then all the cultists are starting to come around. And so the priest and soldiers down, but there's 2 soldiers left. And Robert and Grazel take on the 2 soldiers while Claith and Autumn prep to deal with the cultists. Claith sent a color spray into the cultists, stunning and blinding most of them. A few of them saved. Then Grazel dropped in his battle with the soldier. He just couldn't take on that lizardman soldier toe to toe. Autumn stepped up while Claith saved Grazel and got him back up with a peg of whiskey. He was running low on spell points, and he couldn't do much of anything else except use the peg of whiskey. Then Robert was doing great damage with a superhero as a potion and bull strength, but probably needed cleave for this encounter, and he didn't even have power attack, so he was taking a while. He could have been doing, for each time he hit with the superheroes, he could have been hitting both of them. As opposed to he was just hitting one of them. And so, sadly, Claith was then mauled by a cultist, and Grazel had to give him a peg of the whiskey to revive him. And a cultist injured him in the process, so you kind of, as they're trying to get each other back up, they're getting damaged. The soldier then dropped Autumn, and then the tide was just turning bad for the party pip. Then Grazel dropped next, and Claith returned the favor with another peg of whiskey. So all the pegs were kind of going down the gullets of Claith and Grassel, just kind of alternating. And then the cultists just flat out killed Claith. There was 2 or 3 of them on him, and they just ripped him to shreds. So he went all the way below -10, and he wasn't coming back. And then Grassel was up trying to do what he could do, but he was dying, getting killed by the cultists too. He injured a couple, but he didn't even take any out. Autumn stabilized, and Grassel stabilized as well when he was reduced to exactly 0. And Robert killed one of the soldiers and was close to killing the last. He was standing there, and he's got that huge armor class with the full plate armor. So he's standing there toe to toe, and I was going to give him if he killed the lizard man soldier, I was going to give him an intimidate chance to make the rest of the cultists flee and save the day. But in kind of a last gasp, and he connects with a hit, but then only rolls 1 on the damage die when the last lizard man soldier only had 10 left, leaving him with 2. And then the soldier connects, and Robert dropped, and it was a party wipe. So what looked like it was going to be an easy run through then turned into a party wipe. And then, but we know that from the party wipe reading in the appendices that there is a 1 reboot, and that the party will awaken. And so they awoke with the women sobbing in a corner and restored to full strength. And they were all restored to full, and no one knew the reason for their good fortune. So the lizardmen were gone. The women were sobbing in a corner, 3 women, and the party was at full spell points, full hit points, and all alive. So that's how we ended Mapcode Q.